Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. President Joe Biden announced new efforts today to curb the recent rise in violent crime across our country. KCAU 9's Washington correspondent Jesse Tuner reports on what his plan focuses on now in our top story at 5.
President Joe Biden is taking aim at rising gun violence across the country with a new federal strategy. The president's plan cracks down on gun dealers who break federal law and creates strike forces in several major cities to help stop weapons trafficking. It also encourages local leaders to invest COVID-19 relief funds into policing.
It's not just hiring up police officers, but it's also making sure there's funding so that they are getting trained, that they have the tools needed to deal with the community in a safe way, an accountable way.
To continue that community approach, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the plan also suggests cities prioritize summer jobs for teenagers and reentry options for formerly incarcerated Americans.
Working closely with them to make sure that they have a safe summer.
Chicago is the largest outdoor shooting range in the world right now.
Republicans like Louisiana Senator John Kennedy and Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn argue police departments can't fight crime if they're also under attack. They point to efforts in some cities to cut police budgets in favor of mental health services, housing assistance, and other programs.
It has demoralized police forces and it has emboldened criminal activity, and this is something that has to stop.
But Jean-Pierre says that's an empty argument.
The president has been very clear. He does not believe in defunding the police.
In Washington, Jesse Tenor, KCAU 9 News.
Lawmakers tonight are calling on the FDA to address youth vaping once again in America and bring about stronger regulations, such as a ban on flavored vapes like mango and menthol. A ban on flavored tobacco products was already approved in San Francisco back in 2018. The Yale School of Public Health then conducted a study, and they found that the rates of teenagers smoking conventional cigarettes then doubled in that city. The Division of Criminal Investigations is investigating a vehicle fire and a death now in rural Clay County, South Dakota. DCI Director David V. Natvig says the scene was discovered on Tuesday of this week. DCI agents, along with the Clay County Sheriff's Office and the South Dakota Highway Patrol, are investigating. Officials say there's no threat at this time to the general public, and investigators are not looking for any suspects. An 85-year-old man is missing from southeastern South Dakota. At 8 o'clock this morning, Thomas Beasley left his home in Humboldt, South Dakota. He was driving a 2017 white Chrysler Pacifica, license plate 1U9768. It is unknown where he would have been driving. Thomas's family reports he has signs of dementia and might be lost. He's described as being 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, and wearing a teal T-shirt with camouflage cargo shorts and brown slippers. Iowa's Governor Kim Reynolds says she will be appealing a district court decision that came down Monday, blocking a state law delaying abortion services. Reynolds signed that measure into law on June 29th of 2020. The ACLU and Planned Parenthood argued the delay before receiving those services would cause excessive hardship for especially low-income Iowans. Monday's ruling permanently blocked the law now. It requires women seeking abortions to wait 24 hours, as well as a view of an ultrasound of the fetus. The ruling also found the act subjects women to, quote, unjustified delay in care.
I absolutely don't agree with the decision, and that's what the process is for, and so we will be appealing that decision, and we're pretty confident that we can get the outcome that we're looking for.
Abortion rights advocates celebrated Monday's ruling, saying it preserves women's access to the procedure and removes a barrier for those who want to terminate their pregnancies. Many car dealerships across our country and right here in Siouxland are experiencing a car shortage, and as a result, the prices for used cars have climbed now to all-time highs. According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price for a used car this May was around $23,000. That's a record number. The pandemic has slowed down production, but that has not slowed down demand. And as a result, some people are now finding it difficult to get a good deal. KCAU 9 News reporter Jason Toktagian shares how the shortage is impacting Siouxlanders who are looking for a car. That's coming up tonight at 10. Warren Buffett has resigned as the trustee of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The announcement from Buffett comes just weeks after Bill and Melinda Gates announced they were divorcing after 27 years of marriage, but would continue to jointly run their foundation. It is one of the largest charitable foundations in the world. The foundation says it will answer questions about its changing leadership structure this July. Buffett also says he's halfway to reaching his goal of giving away the entirety of his shares in Berkshire Hathaway, his company. I think a lot of people would volunteer to take those off his hands. It's time now for our first check on the weather. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, I'm in your house, and it's a hot one again today here in Siouxland. We had a brief reprieve from these temperatures moving into the 90s towards triple digits.
Yeah, getting very close to the triple digits out there, Sophie, especially out to the west. 99 degrees today in O'Neill, Nebraska. 93 this afternoon in Sioux City, climbing up to 88 in Cherokee, Storm Lake, and Carroll. We're going to use some of that energy in the atmosphere to produce some thunderstorms, especially where you see the orange on your screen. That is where there is an enhanced risk of severe weather. So the southwestern fringe of Siouxland probably has the best chance of seeing these thunderstorms happen. The biggest threat with those thunderstorms would be some wind gusts between 50 and 70 miles per hour. Again, we're talking about in the Norfolk neighborhood. Looks like some additional thunderstorm chances will come together for tomorrow and Friday. The latest with the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Scott. The city of South Sioux City went over their options now to recover some utility funds lost during this year's polar vortex back in February with JEO Consulting. Some of the options discussed were buying excess power at wholesale prices and then returning it to the grid at peak times. That's to gain revenue or even keep current utility pricing and also use the surplus to recover the emergency funding. One man is putting in 3 million steps, all to bring awareness to homelessness on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Mike Rains started his 1,000-mile walk in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, back on May 5th. We caught up with him in North Sioux City. Rains says he hopes to raise $1 for each step, which will then go towards a nonprofit organization that turns shipping containers into tiny homes for overpopulated households on the reservation. To contribute to Rain's cause, we have a link up on our website right now if you're interested under this story at SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 mobile news app. The Sioux City Career Academy is not just getting students interested in new careers, they're getting students into the workforce with job opportunities. The Careers Academy internship program helps students looking for a job right out of high school and local companies who are looking for employees. This is all done with hands-on workshops, either in classrooms or at businesses in the Siouxland area. A former Career Academy intern told us here at KCAU 9 News how valuable this program was for his future.
The program was so important to me because it helped me figure out what I wanted to do and helped me understand what a job entails. So doing like an internship was very beneficial with going and working and kind of get my hands on stuff to really see what it's like instead of just guessing on what you want to do.
The internship program's always looking for new students and is open to all Sioux City High School students currently enrolled. Cattle showmen rolled into Sioux City once again for the 39th annual Governor's Charity Steer Show. That event raises money for the Ronald McDonald House Charity of Iowa. KAMI, a 4-H exhibitor from right here in Woodbury County, has raised a steer that will be shown in the show. We spoke with her about what it means to support the home.
I hope it helps them for like the children at the hospital, helps them like stay healthy and all that stuff.
Cami Steer is named Dash and will be shown on August 15th. You can check it out at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Well, attention all summer travelers, if you're looking for a great getaway, consider setting your destination for Iowa. Might have to not go too far. What the Waterloo Cedar Falls area has to offer you coming up.
And there is a slight chance of seeing some thunderstorms come together tonight. The best opportunity down toward Norfolk. It'll stay unsettled tomorrow and Friday. Some additional storm chances and then cooling off this weekend. The 9 on 9 forecast up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Actually spent the first half of my day in the Norfolk area, a Siouxland story to come, and it was windy but hot out there, but
Yes.
That's not really out of the norm for today here in Siouxland.
That's right. You know, we're in summer now, and it's starting to feel like it out there for sure, Sophie. We had temperatures soar into the 90s as we observed the scene on the North Star Community Credit Union camera. This is up in Cherokee, Iowa. A mostly sunny sky at the moment, and as we look at Sioux City's current conditions, our temperatures have been able to rise into the 90s. It's 93 outdoors with the wind from the south. south, clocked at 14 miles an hour, 42% the relative humidity. The dew point has risen into the upper 60s in the Sioux City metro. As you travel, have some quiet weather as we approach Saturday in the park. That's happening next Friday and Saturday. Well, here's a look at what occurred in Kingsley, Iowa yesterday. Thank you to Kimberly for passing along this picture. It looks like snow, but that was actually all hail that was covering the ground there in Kingsley with an intense storm. Some of those hailstones as large as golf balls in diameter. Make sure to share your pictures. Visit our website, SiouxlandProud.com.
Really did look like snow on the longest day of the year.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Right, thanks a lot, Scott. Well, many Siouxlanders are being asked to cut back on watering their lawns because of those drought-like conditions you just heard about. Now, many are wondering how that will affect their grass. The experts say it won't kill your lawn. Iowa State Turf Grass Extension Specialist Adam Tom says that it might cause your grass to go dormant, which is a hibernation phase where grass can turn a straw brown color. Lawns usually only stay dormant for 30 to 60 days. Within that time frame, Tom says the worst thing you can do is overwater your grass or inconsistently water grass from week to week. Interesting. Well, obsesses with quality and selection. One teen sneaker shop is a success story. How he started out despite this pandemic, coming up in just a few minutes. But first, if you're in the mood for a water park, pizza, or perhaps just taking in a piece of history, your destination's here in Iowa. We're taking a trip to the east next. It's June, and that means school's out and the weather is, of course, warmer. And it's time for many to head off all across Iowa on road trips. And that is exactly what Roger Riley has been doing, visiting all kinds of places in the state. And today he stopped in Waterloo, Cedar Falls.
With hot summer weather, everyone wants to cool off. In Waterloo Cedar Falls, there's Lost Island Water Park, named by USA Today as the best water park in the country for 2020.
It's a huge resurgence after COVID. We can tell that people clearly are wanting to get out of the house.
Another place where keeping cool is a legacy is the Ice House Museum in Cedar Falls. Here is where 100 years ago, ice was harvested from the Cedar River to be used in ice boxes.
People would go out and harvest the ice. They would cut blocks of ice from the river, pull them out of the river and onto a conveyor into this building. And so then the ice could be stored throughout the summer and distributed throughout the city to help people preserve their food.
And nearby, some other historic structures from the history of Cedar Falls.
So the Barron's Wrap Station was a 1920s service station that was moved to just down the road here from the Ice House. And so it still looks very much like a 1920s service station, has some great antiques in there to view, and it also serves as a visitor center.
Waterloo is known as a place where John Deere tractors are built. I stopped at the John Deere Tractor and Engine Museum a while back to see the first tractors, which took over for horse teams. For lunch, a stop at Mama Nick's Circle Pizzeria. George Nicholas bought this restaurant in 1962.
I can only say one thing: quality, homemade. We grind our own sausage, make our own dough fresh several times a day.
Plant lovers will want to stop at the Cedar Valley Arboretum and Botanic Gardens. There are 20 total gardens on 40 acres here. Some come just to visit the historic downtown Cedar Falls, including the iconic Black Hawk Hotel.
Well, we often like to promote ourselves as a great girlfriend getaway because we've got a charming downtown district, lots of locally owned shops and restaurants and such.
Roger Riley, KCAU 9 News.
Well, a teenage businessman is turning heads and souls of a different kind. How his sneaker shop is finding its footing in Indiana, literally next. Safe to say starting a business is never easy, but one teenager is seeing success after hitting the ground running. More shoe puns in the middle of a pandemic. Justin Collar introduces us to him.
Are you the owner? How old are you?
Daniel Lamers is the proud owner of Naptown Kicks.
I'm 18.
A man of few words, but many, many shoes.
There's a lot of shoes.
His work ethic speaks for itself, and many have already taken notice.
I said, I've got to meet this kid.
President of the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners, Mark Hairbrand, is no sneakerhead, but he is a fan of Daniel's and stopped by to say hello.
Just really wanted to help encourage him. I almost bought a pair of Jordans while I was in there, and I'm 56 years old.
It's all about selection here at Naptown Kicks, so whether you're looking for a pair of Jordans, a pair of Yeezys, or even some retro kicks, you can be sure to find it here.
It was always like one of my dreams to just open up a shoe store.
Selling and buying shoes He even rebounded a pair from a hometown hero.
So this pair was from Malcolm Brogdon with the Indianapolis Pacers. He came in here one day. It was probably like the highlight of my store career.
Pretty cool. Taking a live look outside right now on a hot, sunny night. Scott returns with one more check on your forecast. Stay with us. Before we wrap up at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hello on a sticky afternoon, that's for sure, Sophie. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds today is targeting education in the state of Iowa. She says that she plans to spend $30 million in federal pandemic relief to find a way to help 3 school-related initiatives. 2/3 of the money goes to a new Iowa Center for School Mental Health to be located at the University of Iowa. It's set to help train current and future Iowa teachers. And a new documentary is shedding light on life here in the Midwest and elsewhere across America. Our Towns features 8 towns across the country. We'll find out about the emotional response audiences are having to that film coming up at 6. We'll also take a look at some of last night's storm damage in pockets of Siouxland. Lots of crop damage, hail mounting up last night. We'll have all of that at 6 as well, right after World News Tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Tim. Yeah, unfortunately, some people did actually see damage out of that last system.
Right.
Not so much today, though, just hot.
Yeah, it's been really hot out there today, Sophie. There is a risk of seeing some more thunderstorms happen tonight, especially in southern Siouxland, a low temperature of 70. You can see that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. That's for Holt and Boyd counties in northeast Nebraska. That may be expanded further east. Of course, if it is, we'll let you know right away.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us again at 6 with Tim. And until then, have a great night, everyone.